where he is.
Moving on to our, what do we got, losers semis here. Stretch and Rel, or Wood.
Railwood.
So, I know isn't that his like sponsor? His
No,
team?
he's just Rel.
That's his tag.
Oh,
So
for
it
some
used to be
reason, I
Wood,
always
and
thought
now
it
it's
was
Railwood.
Wood. Okay, well, I'm just going to call him Wood. Anyway.
That's fair, man.
Much easier, Wood coming through. He has 3 characters he can play, but I think we've seen a lot of Incineroar.
Yeah.
So, and then here on the side of Stretch, I actually have not been able to watch a lot of Stretch's matches. So who does Stretch play?
Marth and Lucina, but we've been seeing mostly Marth today.
Right.
Okay.
As we usually do, honestly. He's a Marth. He loves Marth. Loves Marth and wants to make Marth work, but I mean, in matchups where he absolutely has to go to, he will go to Lucina.
It's mostly heavies where he'll go
Yeah.
Lucina. Like
Honestly.
DDDs and DKs and K rules, all of them.
Sure.
Also, I believe he's the only person that's taken game above Wadi today. Forced
Okay,
game
word.
3 2 times in a row. Yep. Stretch has been playing on fire. It just feels as though he's got that X factor some days. Some days he comes out and he hits down airs and forward smash and kills you. Other days you're living to 250% with bar
Right.
Actually, he's going to need it if he goes against Hero or Incineroar.
Something I'm wondering is if he's going to be able. We saw against Montrose where he was getting these like air dodge reads after air dodge reads, picking out your defensive options one by one. And I'm wondering if he's going to be able to pick apart Relwood the same way, or if Relwood's sort of going to find some way around that, especially with access to things like Zoom or Excel Rod, to sort of mix up your momentum.
I don't know. I'm of the camp that Hero is just not that great in this game. But I mean, hey, in this thing, it's 2 mid tiers fighting it out. I'm cool with that. This is actually a balanced matchup, and I'm cool with that. So it depends on menu RNG, but it also depends on his spacing with some of this stuff, right? Hero is forced to go for. It's like sort of the same thing that we saw in the last set. You're forced to go for 1 or 2 like good options. Like he has 3 good things when he's on ground. And that's really, if you're not going for those things, then you're losing.
Whew. That's always a scary position to be in when you're fighting Stretch. He hits the down air, and either you're eating a forward smash, or he's trying to chase you wherever you go afterwards.
Yeah, it's almost like, from playing Marth as well, like, I feel like on both sides, it's just like, you give it that down air, and it all, like, depends on how far they pop up, or if you're like, all right, I could die here, or or it's fine. But even then, like, even at higher percentages, down air, up air, is like an insane confirm as well. So if it's not down air smash for early stock, it's still down air up air for like a decent stock. And then if you can't get that, luckily Marth does have a up throw, kill eventually.
Especially when it comes to those buffs that he can get whenever he just starts glowing red and you're like, oh my god, please do not hit my shield. And then he runs up and grabs you.
Right here, but
Wow.
unable to get out of the corner. Rolling and Stretch called that out of time.
So this is the thing. I mean, Relwood, I find, is very aggressive with his MP usage. We're going to see him now with a full refresh of MP. You saw in the first 30 seconds of this game, and actually less than that, he was So that was a big thing. Now, if we're able to use some of this stuff, it could be really useful. He was sustained usually by his aggressive like aerial usage, but this time he's not able to refresh that. So for now, it's a spacing game. He gets the stock.
No, you read off of focus.
Right.
This man, you're playing Hero and you're not rolling the dice. What's wrong with you?
I don't know, man. Despite taking that stock finally, he's got some low mana here, so it's really going to be up to him to get out of this corner and maybe get some sort of grab or forward air start. Oh, down smash, going for an early crit, but no cigar.
I really like what Stretch is doing here, but I think this is the thing that Rel needs to kind of be wary of, is that Stretch is actually just letting him pick a bad option and punishing that. So been a lot of standing in front of his face, and then he's like, all right, you're rolled in. I'm gonna hit up tilt. I know you're gonna roll away. I'm gonna run up with you and get a side B. So it's one of those things that Relwood is going to either have to hit some more burst options, which I don't really feel like Hero has, in spades from on the ground at the very least. Yep. Or just be more resilient on this defense. Good F tilt. You're going to try to roll off the platform. Everybody does, and finds the perfect F tilt right there. Tippered as well. Go ahead and get that stock.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell when he's looking for one of those burst options, right? He goes into the menu and hoping for like a flame slash or something like that. But in this situation, he's going for one of the good grounded options, which is jab. That's going to be a nice little poke tool. It's not going to be able to outrange Stretch, but it does catch him if he's a little bit too close for comfort. So we'll have to see. Again, that spacing starting to work out on Relwood's favor.
Ooh. Really, it's only the side B that Rel has to outspace. Oh, mana instance.
Right.
2 or 3 times in a row where he just goes for it and then immediately.
psych up here, but still could. Oh,
Ooh.
under the stage.
Again?
Nice tech.
Text it, though.
So much mana, though, but it doesn't even matter. Just Randy dash attack at center stage, Stretch falling right into it, and now we're on even stocks here.
That was still powered up by Psych Up, by the way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, man.
Roll in. They've been making some money. Stretch has to catch on to that. He's done it like 4 or 5 times.
Gets back for free. That's the zoom.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm very surprised because he actually punished that like pretty earlier in the set. Now he's just allowing them to rock. Oh,
The
not the
roll
roll
again.
from the ledge. Jeez. My
That's a
man,
call
those
out.
triggers are getting some work.
That
Man.
wasn't even a read. That was literally just like there's only one thing that's covered.
Yeah, man, yeah, absolutely.
Literally, just there's only one option for you, right? I know what you want.
Oh, well, it's got that whole notepad, but it looks like he's torn out every single page except for one. Just go
Glued his L button down to the wire, like literally just glued it so it's always pressed.
He was so worried because he regrabbed ledge there, so he was just really worried about whatever option Stretch was going to throw out there. So he's like, I got to get on stage, man, as far in as I possibly can, and Stretch is just one step ahead.
All right. Going with the Erdrick skin. I respect it. Dragon Quest 3 gang.
Drew, Dragon Quest.
You didn't play that game. Don't lie to me.
the scorn in your voice.
You didn't play that game.
Either way, Hall of Bastion is going to be the pick here, and Rel Wood just opening up really strong there. He's been using up tilt a lot, and generally his ability to catch Stretch's landing options with, once again, that up tilt or the side B have just been phenomenal.
Doing a good job. One of the more patient players is smart. He understands like the power of just not hitting buttons. He is not a masher.
I think that's just like the way to really play Marku.
Yeah.
You know, that's not the fastest character as far as like movement, because he's very floaty. Like he does have a pretty good dash speed, but as far as like all this other movement in comparison to some of the other characters in the game, it's definitely super floaty. So you do have to kind of just be chilling around, waiting for people to make bad decisions. Great neutral air to the F smash tippered as well. Not really taking any type of percentage too, 66%. I mean, unless there was like well, I was gonna say crit, crit oofed F smash right there is going to do it, get him right back in there.
Didn't you give you the chance to curse him? He ends up just doing it to himself. That's a huge win there in that first spot.
He goes for it again.
Gets for it again, yeah, of course. And right now you need that X factor because if Hero's gonna crit, you basically got to get your own crit, which is the tippers.
And down two, like that. Definitely gonna see we're gonna need to see Wood really capitalize on like trying to catch Martha as he's landing as well as much as Stretch has been doing that to Wood. Another F map from
Oh my gosh.
Great too high.
Can't believe that hit.
True. All right. F tilt action.
F tilt's one of those moves from Marth where it feels like even though you're right up next to it, it can tipper. And so I feel like that's what Stretch was going for, despite not being able to perfectly space it. Tipper can just come out right next to him.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Actually
Okay.
grabbed the ledge there. Okay. Yep.
And now
Gosh.
basically out of mana, but I mean, can you get back? You do use the very, very small whoosh to get back. That's 5 MP only, so you're still able to get back with the little that you can.
Really just letting it rip there.
Good stuff.
And yeah, the V reverse right there are going to actually fade that ice slash and then immediately get that actual tipper. Man, that was clean right there. So another even game between our competitors. Rel does have, okay, well, he actually is losing right there. So he does have a little bit of a power up there, but regardless, see if he can actually get himself a game here.
Rel is absolutely letting these kill options rip no matter what. He's really banking on that crit percent.
Oh, that's going to be a little accelerado. Much faster. Rel just kind of using that to really put some pressure on right now.
That's exactly what he needs. Oh my gosh. So that's a really interesting interaction there because very often Relwood was always like throwing out a side B to force Stretch to jump in these corner situations. But as soon as Stretch felt pressured, I gotta jump, I gotta jump, I gotta jump, Rel was right there, ready and waiting.
Yeah, that's a good jump bait. I mean, obviously he wanted to get something like that. But I think even more than that, I mean, Rel Wood had a very good string of things there. And I mean, it was just a little bit more pressure than Stretch was ready to deal with. I find that even though he was really low on mana, he still manages to use what little he has. Like, he really runs a very lean game with Hero. So he's like running on like 20 or so mana or less. at almost any given point once he's burned most of it. So it's like, I don't see a lot of heroes doing that, right? They try to conserve, they try to get something back, but I mean, Rel Wood, he's just literally like going by almost like a shoebox.
Accelerado already online, and he's knocking on a lot of damage with.
Oh, okay, never mind. He's going
a little bit of a fastball right there. That is just enough.
Accelerado giveth and Accelerado taketh away. It does, of course, make your fastball speed a little bit faster, and it's always just enough to throw you off if you're not quite ready to not grab ledge.
Still, though, getting full stage control. What can you make out of it? Like, that's the problem, I feel like. Every now and then, you just need to cash out. You got dash attack. You did not need to go ahead and expend all of it. You just need to toss it out.
All right, yeah, wasn't able to hit the up tilt, but because of the amount of lag that you get on the fourth hit of Dancing Blade, was able to still find himself in F tilt. Still powered up too, so easy. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
That's one of those situations that's really scary to deal with when you're fighting a Martha Lucina, is when they pop the uppie and they're right next to the platform. You have to find a way to cover both the landing on the platform and falling through the platform as best as you possibly can. You really need to make the most of that type of momentum.
And it's one of those things where I know that Stretch is, I mean, going to have a lot of drift with Marth. Relwood is just trying to cover both options. Any cross-up that he can look for, he's going to try to find that answer with the down smash. So he's gone for it a couple times now. But I will say one of the things that we haven't seen too much, or at least that we haven't talked about too much, is the F tilt. So F tilt 1 for Hero is actually, you know, invincible. Has that big kind of like dash cancel that you can end up going for as like a burst option. Gotta be careful here though. Off stage.
That's exactly what Stretch wants, forcing you to go high, and that's no zoom online. Stretch taking a lead going into this last stock here.
Yeah, no zoom, and also like really no MP. As you guys said, he's very aggressive with his MP. I think Man had 12 out there, so definitely was not going to be trying to like, you know, Hail Mary up B and just hope for the best either.
I think he's got all three buffs active right now, so I don't think the Stretch can get you. If it's even remotely strong, he's just going to get you. There we go.
He is glowing so many colors.
Though, so.
Slake up still online though. Still gotta be scared, looking for some sort of air dodge in, but Relwood knowing a little bit better of it.
Rel has to get himself a hit though. I mean, you can hold on to this at least one now power up. Okay, gets the forward air, finally does it. A little bit of a heal too.
He wants this kill so early. He needs to find some way to get back into this game, and the up smash is just not making that possible. He just can't seem to find like solid footing, either like on center stage or some sort of advantageous position.
Okay.
Finally gets it. Okay.
Wow, fishing for another zoom. He does end up getting it, but it's not out of the woods just yet. Stretch looking for any option. Even the F tilt won't do it.
Wow, okay. Oh, skip past the heal that was on the menu, but just pressed down one too many times. So random zoom in the middle.
Why not, man?
Hopefully he's able to like turn this into something. I mean, I think that heal was only going to allow him to live one more hit anyway, but 145, he is definitely hurting. Wow, the up B to challenge it, still living.
Yeah, frame one, just absolutely phenomenal. And Stretch is just not scared to pull those options, just like he's not scared to pull the trigger on that up tilt, taking game 3 in a fairly dominant fashion, I gotta say.
You know what that was? That was a neutral.
Oh, for sure.
It felt like every single time that Rel was trying to flail around to get those kills or to get a combo started, all Stretch did is watch. He sat there, looked at the man, and said, listen, you're going to have to do a little bit more work to get me on the back. Not one break.
He's just not that good when he has to swing first. Like he's great at like with punishing. He's great at getting some of these like things when he knows where your spacing is going to land you and you can get the big punish. But when he has to use his frame data to win, it just doesn't work. He doesn't have the buttons necessary to really brute force his way through neutral, especially against Marth.
Oh yeah, that's the thing, man. Just like Marth has the range on deck. He's got the spacing on deck. He's got the frame data on deck. It's just like, it feels so hard. If you're not able to capitalize as much as possible as Hero here, it feels like it could be pretty rough to get back to stage even.
Stuck on the platform. I love that single side beat. Basically cover half the platform with a couple tech options and then the up air cover the other half.
Relwood is really back online throwing out these like sort of landing covers where he'll just be big side B, big up tilt, and now he's glowing all sorts of colors. Any sort of hit could be death for Stretch here, and it is going to be the F tilt sealing it out.
Fun fact, Psycup actually works through both F tilt 1 and F tilt 2.
Oh, okay.
So, don't know why that works.
Does that work with like jab as well? If you just do jab
same
1?
Thing. All 3 hits of jab are influenced by Psycup.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, try to finish it all right there. This is a great lead that Rel's able to like really hold down. But at the same time, man, I feel like Marth with this amount of rage can get about 50% and then find down there. Like that is. Oh, wait.
He's probably fine, right?
He's fine. Oh, okay. I like the idea though.
That's the Stretch classic. We were talking about that earlier, but he'll just run off, do a B reverse side B, and then that will force any sort of panic option because you'll think, oh, he's going to up B me instead, and I have to tech, and then you're air dodge and you just panic and you die.
At double jump here. I think we
nasty.
Oh
my
gosh. Didn't go for it. He tried the greedy up B time and time again. You're not going to get away with that for free.
I mean, he had just enough MP to get it, but he would not have had it after that second one, so unfortunate. He just chose his option and went with it.
Go again, man. Man sitting at 13 MP. Like you said, 2 kabooms. Neither one of them hitting. Like just struggling for some MPs. Gonna have to get some extra hits here, or really find this this stock in just normal fashion.
Wow. Yeah, this is the lean game that he plays, but he gets that back air. I mean, the big drift with the Acceleraddle, the last lingering bit of it too. Good awareness from Railwood.
Sure.
Stretch didn't. He definitely had that read, but just executed a little too late. So whatever Wood did, I think I'm not even an up tilt. Was able to clash the first hit of up B or side B. Okay.
Wood is starting to go for these down airs here. Really interesting option. I'm wondering what he's looking for that.
He's wasted like 30 MP.
Yeah.
That's Psych up though, so this is a point where you might have to start being aware of it. Or that beautiful neutral air 1 into the kill confirm Stretch. Again, not cracking a neutral, not giving Relwood an inch.
That was suave.
Good.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like the way that he was able to play, like again, there was a point that the match where it was 100 damage to 0, and then as you say, yeah, as soon as he got into the corner, like he capitalized on almost every time he tried to hit a greedy up B recovery, didn't look for zoom at all, and then was able to take a stock relatively early for Marth, and I mean, like that really kind of set the pace for the rest that last stock. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Hero has a sword, but it's one of those swords that is outranged by Marth. In those situations, a lot of his stuff like Nair is just going to get called out. It's like spacing is just inadequate. Obviously, Stretch has been dealing with this matchup, I say, enough that he's comfortable, and he's feeling like his spacing was on point at the time, and it really got him that win, honestly. It really was like just like what you want is Marth. You want to be able to maneuver, bob and weave around the enemy's projectiles in this case, right? They had some projectiles, but it didn't really matter because Marth, it just has the floatiness able to get around that. It's the maneuverability that I think really won the set.
All right,
Hi, Stretch. Welcome back.
I was told to come here.
Hi.
So I'm present.
What's up? How you feeling?
Hello. Pretty good.
Yeah?
That was fun.
Was that fun?
Yeah, that actually was fun.
You played that like very smoothly. Like I feel like you were always like on top of just like random air dodge reads, or like I want to go off and just like mix up whatever sort of recovery Relwood is trying to throw out.
So if they don't like to go for zoom, it's kind of easy to edge guard them, and they just burn through their mana if you like softly tap them over and over. And for me, I just know that I want platforms because Hero's horizontally a really good character, but not so good at vertical. So I'll sit there and I'll just platform camp and jump back and forth and, you know, be a jerk that way.
Sure.
It works in my favor, right?
Play mean, win game, I guess, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. But now I got to play against that.
Yeah? That? Hi, Deadstroke.
That. And I'm
Bye.
not excited. No, I'm excited.
So, got any secondaries?
You mean Lucina?
This true enough. In this matchup, do you think you might be going Lucina instead of Marth or no?
Personally, I think Marth does better.
Well, he's right here.
It should be fun. What do you think?
I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth? All right.
This is crazy.
That's understandable.
He's keeping the secrets in his back pocket. I see how it is. A true competitor.
Can't play cards.
I'll be back.
All right.
All right.
Welcome to eStarLand.com, your one-stop shop for all things gaming. Our massive selection of games includes everything from retro titles to the latest releases. And don't forget about our unbeatable trade-in program, where you'll get the best value on the planet for your used games. Our on-site repair team is also available to diagnose and fix any issues with your consoles or even your phone, so you can get back to gaming in no time. We have a wide range of merchandise to choose from too, including shirts, plushies, and a ton of other cool stuff. Visit eStarland.com today to see for yourself why we've been gaming like no other since 1991.